Chapter 1 of Mrs. Balfame. Mrs. Balfame by Gertrude Atherton. Chapter 1. Mrs. Balfame had made up her mind to commit murder. As she stared down at the rapt faces of the 50-odd members of the Friday Club, upturned to the distinguished speaker from New York, whom she, as president, had introduced in those few words she so well knew how to choose, it occurred to her with a faint shock that this momentous resolution had been growing in her essentially refined and amiable mind for months, possibly for years, for she was not an impetuous woman. While smiling and applauding, patting her large strong hands, freshly gloved in virgin white, at precisely the right moment, as the sound and escharotic speaker laid down the woman's law, she permitted herself to wonder if the idea had not burrowed in her subconscious mind, that mental antiquity shop of which she had lately read so much, that she might expound it to the progressive ladies of the Friday Club for at least half the 22 years of her married life. It was only last night that, awakening suddenly, she had realized with no further skirmishes and retreats of conscience or principle how she hated the heavy mass of flesh sleeping heavily beside her. For at least 8 years, ever since their fortunes had improved and she had found leisure for the novels and plays of authors well read in life, she had longed for a room, a separate personal existence of her own. She was no dreamer, but this exclusive and ladylike apartment often had floated before her mental vision, chastely papered and furnished in a cold pale blue. She had an uneasy instinct that pink and lavender were immoral, and by day it should look like a boudoir. She was too wise to make a verbal assault upon this or any foreign word, for she found the stage, her only guide, strangely casual or contradictory in these minor details. But although her little world found no trouble in discovering what Mrs. Balfame increasingly knew, what she did not know they suspected so little that they never even discussed her limitations. Handicapped by circumstances, early and late she might be, but she had managed to insinuate the belief that she was the superior in all things of the women around her, their born and natural leader. Mrs. Balfame had never given expression to this desire for a delitescent bedroom, being a woman who thought silently, spoke guardedly, and, both patient and philosophical, rarely permitted what she called her imagination to wander, or bitterness to enter her soul.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?